Hi Smileys! I just wanted to follow up on my sangria recipes. First of all, I told you in the recipe with the red sangria to have some frozen mango chunks. As you saw throughout the recipe, I did not use those frozen mango chunks, so I just wanted to make a clarification on that. Also, I wanted to say the only frozen fruit I used was in the white sangria. I used fresh ripe peaches and then I used frozen raspberries along with the lemons and the limes that I told you in the other half of the apple. I also told y'all that I would be doing some testing of wines in the meantime while the fruit was soaking in the branding in the refrigerator, and I did do that. And I had mentioned that when I was at the wine store, we'll put it like that, and instead of me saying liquor store, but that's what it was. And while I was at the liquor store, the lady, what are they called? I don't want to call them sommeliers because they're not. I'll just say the liquor specialist. The liquor specialist lady, I told her that I wanted a Burgundy, and I told you all that the gentleman at the grocery store told me that a Burgundy is going to be any red table wine. I know that the Burgundy is going to come from the Burgundy region of France, and I have seen wine bottles that say Burgundy on it, so look for that. If not, a good backup is a Pinot Noir. Now, when I was at the liquor store, I don't want to say the name, she was like, oh, yeah, the Burgundy comes from the Burgundy region of France. She sold me a Bordeaux, which comes from the Bordeaux region of France. I tasted the Bordeaux. It was very oaky. Didn't like it. I like dry, fruity wines. I don't like it to taste like the oak barrel. That's what it tastes like. And the gentleman at the grocery store said, oh, it should work because you're going to mask it with your fruit and your sugars. And I told you all, no, I think you should like your base. Well, in the meantime, while the fruit was marinating in the fridge, I tasted that Bordeaux again, and I poured some white grape juice in it. And it tasted wonderful. So I used the Bordeaux in the sangria recipe, and it was great. So I put my backup Pinot Noir, the back of my wine collection, for the next time that I make sangria. So the gentleman, and he is a wine specialist. So the wine specialist at the grocery store was right. It doesn't matter if you really like your red wine or not that you use, because it's going to be masked with the fruits and the sugars. It's going to taste great, and it did. It really brought life to that Bordeaux. So I just wanted to follow up on that, give y'all an update that I did taste those wines, and he was right. Also, the guests at the Cinco de Mayo festival, they love the sangria. And this was my first time making sangrias. Pressure! And then one of my friends was like, I'm studying real hard so that when I get to the party, I can reward myself with your sangria. Pressure just rose. But it was phenomenal. Everybody loved it. And what's so interesting is the majority of the people there don't like wine. Just me and my husband are the wine connoisseurs. They like cocktails and straight shots and whatever those people drink. We like wine, red wine, dry red wine, and we like to taste it, we like to smell it, we like to learn about it. We like it with a good meal. We have a refined palate, so we like those things. But they loved it, so I was so happy that I could share that with them and that they liked it. So you all would love it too. And then lastly, I did have one comment from the guest. She was like, how are you going to get the fruit out of there? So y'all remember the little, I guess you call it a carafe, but the carafe that I had put the fruit and the wine, and I did that because I wanted to travel well. And you know you want your wine sealed. And so one, I didn't want to travel with the open container picture. Don't want to end up behind bars or lose my license. And so I had it in that carafe, and it was just so pretty. And you'll go to some restaurants and your sangria won't have fruit in it, But I think they wanted some of the fruit. At least one of the ladies, she's like, how are you going to get the fruit out of there? So I would suggest that you travel with that pretty carafe to, if you're leaving your house, let your when you're making the sangrias, use the carafes. That way the wine is still sealed, because the more air that gets to the wine is gonna start sucking out the taste. So to let your fruit marinate in the brandy, and then let it sit in the wine in that pretty carafe that I got from Market Street, or excuse me, World Market. Let it do that. Travel with that if you're going somewhere. But when you get to your destination, or when you're about to serve your party guests, go ahead and pour it all in a pitcher. And then when you serve the sangria, spoon the fruit, put them in the glasses, and then pour your sangria. Because let me tell you, only the people who went back for seconds, which they all did, but if you didn't get towards the bottom of the seconds, you didn't get fruit. And oh my goodness, eating the fruit and it slowly releases the sangria and a little bit of that brandy. Wonderful. So if you would like your guests to taste that fruit along with their sangria, then pour it in a pitcher, have your spoon ready that you can put some of that fruit in there. And I think they would have liked that too. So I'll make sure that I do that for them next time. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the comments below. Rate this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos and supporting me through my YouTube journey, and I will be sure to have more for you. And I have a little surprise coming up for y'all also, so be on the lookout for that. Bye! Signing off, Smiling Danny.